What if? What if I told you that the relentless pursuit of, happiness, the constant striving for peace, that yearning for fulfillment, what if the very things we spend our lives chasing are actually somehow keeping us from them?
Hmm.
Imagine there's a shortcut, not about doing more, but about recognizing what already is, like a direct route to feeling profoundly whole right now.
That's a compelling hook.
Well, today we're going on a deep dive into a truly powerful idea. It's an insight rooted in a specific scripture passage. And from a certain perspective, it completely challenges our fundamental understanding of desire, prayer, even personal reality itself.
Right.
We've compiled some truly eye-opening insights from this perspective, and honestly, it feels like a complete paradigm shift that could really transform how you experience your life.
Absolutely. And our mission in this deep dive is, well, to unpack this perspective thoroughly, we want to explore how it radically redefines desire,
Okay.
shifting it from being a symptom of lack, what we usually think,
Right.
to an internal signal of inherent possession, something you already have. We'll delve into how we might be inadvertently creating barriers to our own happiness and success through what this tradition calls conditions of mind.
Conditions of the mind.
And-
Interesting.
Yeah, and crucially, we'll examine how we can dismantle those barriers to live a life of what the material describes as flow.
Flow. I like the sound of that.
A state of effortless harmony. We'll look at concrete examples, real-life stuff, and explore the implications for your relationships, your business, your overall well-being.
Yeah, and this isn't just about faith, is it? Or like a spiritual practice in the usual sense.
Not necessarily, no.
It feels more like a complete recalibration of how you perceive your inner world and how that interacts with your external experiences. So get ready to rethink everything you thought you knew about wanting and having. This deep dive is packed with potential aha moments that could truly shift your perspective. Usher you into a life of, well, immediate peace.
Immediate fulfillment, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the promise.
Okay.
All right, the radical claim. Desire is pre-existing possession.
Okay, let's unpack this core idea then. The foundation everything else seems to hinge on. Our exploration starts with a passage from Scripture, Mark 11:24. It says, "Therefore I say unto you, whatsoever things ye desire, when you pray, believe that you have received them, and it will be yours." Now, on the surface, that sounds, well, pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Like, believe strongly in a future outcome when you pray.
Right, that's the common take.
But here's the twist. The core interpretation from this tradition that fundamentally shifts everything.
Okay.
The insight emphasizes the word received, specifically in the past tense.
Received, not will receive.
Exactly. Not believe that you will receive them someday, but believe that you have already received them now.
Wow.
So it's not about hoping for a future outcome that might or might not happen. It's about acknowledging a present reality, an established fact in your prayer.
That completely changes the act of prayer itself.
Right. From a plea for something missing.
To an affirmation of something already complete.
Yeah.
That's a powerful reframing.
It really is.
Because we're taught from day one that wanting means not having. Desire equals lack, a void to fill.
Yeah, that's the default setting for most of us.
But this view, it turns that completely on its head. It suggests desire itself is the evidence of its fulfillment.
The evidence.
Yeah, it's an internal signal, not a symptom of lack. Imagine feeling a deep longing.
Okay.
And instead of that being a painful reminder of absence, it transforms into an exciting signal. Like, oh, this desire is bubbling up because X already exists within me at a deeper level.
So instead of I want X because I don't have it.
It's, this desire means X is already part of my reality, waiting for recognition. It's an invitation to see what's already here.
Not striving for something external.
Exactly. The energy of wanting shifts.
Yeah.
From striving to recognition, pursuit to allowing.
That alone could alleviate so much pressure, couldn't it? That constant ache of wanting.
Absolutely. Transforms painful yearning into, well, almost a celebratory acknowledgement. The very presence of the desire points to the fact that you already have what you desire.
Like an internal receipt.
Kind of. Or a blueprint for something that already exists within you. It's not a void to fill. It's recognizing inherent completeness.
That's such a profound idea. Desire as a signal of what's already part of us. Wow. And it goes deeper, you said. This teaching frames this whole dance between desire and fulfillment as a play of God. That's a beautiful phrase. What does it really mean, though? Is it like a divine script? Predetermined?
That's a good question. The play of God here isn't about rigid fate, where your choices don't matter.
Okay.
It's more like Think of a vast symphony. Every instrument has a perfect, unique part, essential to the harmony.
Okay.
Your deepest desires. They're like the sheet music for your part in that divine symphony. They're not random whims.
Not just surface wants.
No. They're intrinsic impulses, a divine calling to express your true self, your unique note in the cosmic composition.
So, to suppress a genuine desire
Would be, in this view, to suppress that divine calling, to resist the very essence of who you're meant to be.
Wow.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it suggests our whole human experience is a manifestation of an already perfect divine plan. Your desires aren't just yours, isolated. They're aspects of this larger, harmonious play, inviting you into a role that already exists for you.
An expression of that divine perfection.
Exactly. And action then flows effortlessly from that knowing, not from striving or lack. You're just playing your part in an already perfect performance.
Okay, so if desire signals possession and it's part of this play of God, how does that change something like prayer? You said it's an acknowledgement of the fact that you have what you desire.
And that you are what you desire to be.
Which is so different from how most people think of prayer, right? As asking, pleading, supplication.
Totally different. This shifts prayer from a plea to a profound recognition, from seeking to accepting, longing to gratitude.
So you're not trying to convince God to give you something.
No, it's about a deep internal statement of gratitude for what's already present within you, celebrating that inherent completeness.
The person who shared these insights had a practical way of putting it.
Yeah, they said basically, anytime a desire arises, it's an acknowledgement that I have what I desire, so there's no need to suppress, repress, or try to get rid of desire.
So it's not passive acceptance, like doing nothing?
No, not inaction. It's an active internal alignment that then allows inspired action to flow effortlessly. You're not trying to get something.
You're recognizing you already have it.
Exactly. Which naturally changes your whole approach to life. It opens the door for its manifestation. It becomes a celebration of what is.
So let's bring this down to earth for our listener. What does this mean day to day? When you feel a strong, authentic desire, maybe for love or happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment, what's the instruction?
It's strikingly clear. Pray as though you have received, you already have it. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled right now.
And this isn't just positive thinking.
It's presented as more than that. It's a mental and spiritual posture that, according to this teaching, leads directly to experiencing the fruits of God, the tangible manifestations, the experiences of that completeness in your daily life.
Living from already having, not always seeking.
Precisely. It transforms your inner state, and therefore your outer experience follows. 2, the illusion of separation, conditions of mind.
Okay, this is where I get stuck sometimes. If we already have what we desire, if desire means possession, why don't we feel it all the time? Why the struggle, the lack?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah. What's blocking that immediate realization?
Well, this wisdom tradition points squarely inward. It talks about conditions of mind.
Conditions of mind. Okay.
These are deeply ingrained beliefs that basically generate a powerful illusion of separation. They make us feel separate from the very things we already possess.
So it's not an external problem.
No, it's presented as entirely internal.
These beliefs, they're described as conditions placed upon consciousness and mind, like filters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Filters, lenses, distortions apply to our inherent pure consciousness. They act like internal barriers, preventing us from seeing and experiencing the perfection and fulfillment that's supposedly always there.
Like a veil over our true state.
Perfectly put.
Yeah.
And what's truly fascinating is how these conditions create a distorted reality. The teaching says, pure consciousness is perfect as it is now. You are perfect as you are now. Everything is perfect as it is now.
Okay, that sounds absolute.
It is only through these conditions placed upon consciousness and mind, which are beliefs of condition, that reality is distorted.
So this perfection, is it like ontological? The fundamental nature of being, not psychological, like I feel perfect.
That's a great way to put it. Think of pure consciousness like a pristine movie screen, unchanging, boundless.
Okay.
The conditions of mind are the images projected onto it. We identify with the images of the movie.
And forget over the screen.
Exactly. The work isn't about fixing the screen because it's already perfect. It's about recognizing the screen behind the projections, removing the filters.
So it's not about changing reality, but removing the internal distortions that stop us seeing it as it is.
Precisely. The work is entirely internal.
That makes so much sense. We're not broken, just got a fuzzy picture. Does the material give examples of these conditions, these thoughts?
Oh yeah, very relatable ones. Things like thoughts that distract, that feeling of not good enough.
Yeah, know that one.
The fear of criticism, fear of rejection. And what's key is that these thoughts often appear before we even act.
Right, they stop you in your tracks.
They create hesitation, doubt, inaction, keeping us stuck in that illusion of separation, like a built-in resistance before you even start.
A preemptive sabotage.
Exactly. And where do they come from? This teaching traces it back to childhood. A child is born into this world pure consciousness, pure unfiltered.
Okay.
Then gradually the child may start placing conditions in mind, conditions of limitation, based on experiences, what they're told, what they absorb.
So it's learned behavior, essentially.
Learned, acquired, which is hopeful because it means it can be unlearned, released. It's not about blaming parents or anything.
Yeah, just observing how the mechanism works.
Right. But these conditions create a powerful internal narrative, a voice saying we should not be, they must not be perfectly as they are.
Wow.
They literally suggest that they can't have what they desire, that they can't be all that they desire to be. They're the programs running in the background telling us we're incomplete, unworthy, blocking the experience of fulfillment. 3. Releasing conditions and embracing authentic being.
Okay, this is getting really interesting now. If these conditions, these beliefs, are the problem, what's the solution? The material says not identify with those thoughts? That sounds simple, almost too simple. Our thoughts often feel like us. How do you practically do that, moment by moment, without just pushing them down?
That's the crux of it. And you're right, it's not suppression. That doesn't work. It's about a choice.
Yeah.
A conscious disengagement. Yeah. When you choose not identify with those thoughts and the beliefs driving them, something profound happens. The teaching says the beliefs that were the conditions placed upon consciousness dissolve.
They dissolve, just like that.
It's portrayed as a natural process, not a struggle. Think of muddy water in a glass. If you stir it, it's murky. But if you just stop stirring, don't force the mud down, just let it be.
It settles, the water clears.
Exactly. The mind becomes purified, not by force, but by release. As the tradition says, mind is purified when the individual releases these conditions placed upon consciousness and mind. It's a gentle unburdening.
Allowing the inherent perfection, the clear water, to shine through.
Precisely. It suggests our natural state is clarity and flow. These conditions are just temporary clouds.
That mud analogy really helps. Effortless restoration, not a battle. Let's look at relationships. The person sharing these insights had a personal example, right? And I thought...
Yes, a limiting belief they held. I thought that. I would not meet people that are like me. People would appear to not allow me to be. That was the internal program running.
Okay, so fear of not fitting in, not being accepted.
Right. But the deep, authentic desire was to have relationships where you can talk about whatever you'd like, experience whatever you'd like. True connection.
So how did the breakthrough happen?
By applying the core principle. Acknowledging that desire for harmonious connection as already fulfilled, as a present reality internally.
What happened externally?
It played out as harmonious relationships. The experience shifted to mutual acceptance. I let them be, they let me be, we allow ourselves to be.
Wow. So it wasn't about changing others or finding different people?
No. It was about changing the internal perception first, allowing that shift to manifest outwardly.
The material mentions a flow-based prosperity group, too, with meetups.
Yes, in places like Mexico, Tampa Bay, New York, LA, Toronto, San Diego. And these gatherings were apparently characterized by a complete lack of those restrictive conditions.
How so?
They experienced no filters, no conditions, no shaming and condemning, no pretending to be, no trying to be, no false persona being completely as we are.
Just authentic being.
Exactly. And this, material says, is the joy of being, existence consciousness. Bliss, Sakanand. Could you unpack Sakanand for us?
Sure. It's often known as Sat Chit Ananda in Sanskrit traditions. It points to the ultimate reality.
Okay.
Sat is pure existence, the truth of being. Chit is pure consciousness awareness, and Ananda is pure bliss or joy.
So existence, consciousness, bliss.
Right. When the material says they experienced Sakand, it means they were tapping into that pure, unfiltered essence of reality, free from mental conditions, where you just are.
And it emerges naturally when conditions are released.
That's the idea. Not achieved through struggle, but revealed. And what's fascinating is how that internal shift, acknowledging desire, releasing conditions, directly led to harmonious relationships externally.
It wasn't about finding the right people.
No. It was about becoming the right self, aligning internally, And then those people and experiences naturally appeared. It illustrates the principle.
Right.
People appear to be in harmony with them as they accept the desires as fulfilled.
The outer reflects the inner.
And this goes beyond just relationships, right?
Absolutely. The material says when conditions are released, people experience life fully present, now experiencing life perfect as it is now.
So again, not changing the world, but changing your perception of it.
Seeing the inherent perfection that was always there beneath the distortions, living fully in the now, unburdened.
The state of desirelessness and effortless living.
Okay, so releasing conditions, acknowledging desires as fulfilled. What's the ultimate outcome? This perspective calls it flow.
Hello.
A state where you remain in flow, and everything around you, your body, your mind, appears to flow. It sounds almost effortless, maybe even magical.
It's presented as the natural progression, yeah, where resistance just dissolves and life unfolds with this incredible ease.
How does one get there? Is it a sudden switch?
It's described more as an evolution, a journey. It starts with that initial practice. Desire arose, thank you, I have.
Right. The acknowledgement.
Then it deepens into a more solid, desirous acknowledgement of having. The knowing gets stronger.
Okay.
And eventually it culminates in this profound realization, I am desireless now. I am all that I desire to be.
Desireless. That sounds, well, a bit flat maybe. Does it mean you stop wanting things? Apathy.
That's a crucial distinction. No, it's not apathy or resignation. You become desireless because you know that all desires are already fulfilled within you at that core level.
Okay. So it's not lack of desire, but fulfillment of desire.
Exactly. The material clarifies, I stop desiring because I know this is the delightful play of God. You see desires as just part of this perfect unfolding already provided for.
So if you become desireless in that sense, does it mean you stop acting,
Yeah.
creating, engaging? Does it negate free will?
No, not at all. Again, it redefines action. It means I simply appear to enjoy the play of God, to experience life, love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment.
It's effortless action.
Yes. Action isn't driven by lack or striving anymore. It flows from internal alignment. The teaching says, God does everything, God plays all roles.
Suggesting actions aren't personal struggles.
But divine unfoldings through you. You surrender the burden of personal effort, not action itself. You become like an instrument, perfectly tuned.
So action flows organically, intuitively.
Right. Guided by inner knowing, not pushed by anxieties. You're fully present, engaged, but without the friction.
Makes sense. Action from intuition, not anxiety. Let's take business as an example. Say someone desires to have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. Clear desire. According to this, God provides insight, intuition, saying, reach out to this person or connect with this group. The guidance comes.
Okay, the next step is clear.
But then, before they act, thoughts appear in mind. Fear of criticism, fear of rejection-based thoughts, those conditions pop up.
The internal resistance, the static.
Exactly. But the opportunity right there to not identify with those thoughts.
To let them pass without buying into them.
Right. And as those conditions dissolve, the person naturally start the conversation, the relationship plays out harmoniously, and guess what? Their business grows.
Wow. Direct cause and effect.
Releasing internal resistance allows the intuitive guidance to become effortless, effective action.
That's fascinating. That seamless flow, internal desire, divine guidance, releasing resistant external action, positive results. That's the essence of flow in business. Effortless connection, natural growth.
It really highlights that the biggest blocks are often internal, aren't they?
Absolutely. The external outcome reflects the purified internal state. What was already present in consciousness manifests.
And this applies everywhere. Dating, relationships.
The material says so. In dating life, in relationship life, they're not afraid to have conversations. They're not afraid to talk about things that they genuinely desire to talk about. They don't run away from life.
That sounds like real freedom. Showing up authentically without fear.
Fully present, fully engaged.
The person sharing these insights made a conscious commitment to this, didn't they? Back in 2017.
Yes, in Mexico, they asked themselves, when was I the happiest? The most joyous, fun relationships were harmonious. Business was harmonious. Everything was harmonious, very effortlessly.
Finding that peak state.
The real experience of God doing everything for me, I do nothing, it was while I was in flow. And that realization led to a clear decision. I make flow a priority now.
Not just a nice idea, but a guiding principle, an active, ongoing choice.
Exactly. Recognizing its power for effortless, joyful living. V, challenging external control, flow restrictors as illusions.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me.
Yeah.
Because life happens, right? Curveballs get thrown.
Oh, wait.
Someone says something that just triggers you. Or an event seems to completely derail your peace. This tradition calls these things flow restrictors.
Things that appear to block your flow.
So if I'm getting this right, it's not the event itself, the criticism, the lost client, the unexpected bill that's the real restrictor.
That's the claim.
It's our internal reaction to it. But what about the really hard stuff? Malicious comments, genuinely devastating events. How does this perspective handle that without seeming dismissive of real pain?
That's a crucial point, and it's vital not to misunderstand this as denying external challenges or the pain they cause. It's not about pretending bad things don't happen.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that the suffering, the being knocked out of flow, often comes from our internal identification with those conditions of mind. Beliefs like, I must be safe, I have to be respected, things should go my way.
Right, those underlying assumptions get challenged.
Exactly. When those conditions are triggered, the external event acts like a mirror, showing us where we're still holding on to illusions of control or separation. The practice then becomes seeing the event as a catalyst for releasing that internal condition.
Rather than seeing it purely as an external attack or failure.
Precisely. It shifts agency. From feeling like a victim of circumstances to being a conscious participant in your own liberation. The material asserts very clearly that the idea that externals cause the restriction, that is an illusion.
An illusion.
The external event isn't inherently restrictive. The blockage, the real flow restrictor, comes from the internal condition in mind that triggered the illusion.
Internal trigger.
Right. If that internal condition wasn't there, wasn't charged, they would allow the person to be perfectly as they are, and the conversation would continue to flow. Your state of flow is always an inside job.
That reframes so much, it turns every challenge into an opportunity for internal freedom. Wow. The tradition also says we often unconsciously desire the person to say something, to acknowledge that they are loved or they are accepted.
Or maybe not say something.
Right, to indicate that they have what they desire. We put these expectations on others constantly, hoping they'll validate us.
It's a deep habit, isn't it? Seeking external proof.
Yeah. And the problem is,
it creates dependency. If the person says this, then I can have what I desire. And if they don't say it, then I cannot have what I desire, which is an illusion. You're handing your peace over to someone else.
making them the gatekeeper of your happiness.
Exactly. That's the trap. But what's fascinating here is the radical self-sufficiency this implies. The teaching states, God is the infinite source of love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment. I don't seek it in this external world.
Wow. So the source is always internal, divine.
That's the perspective. It's not a limited resource out there that you need to get from others. It frees you from chasing approval, anchors you in your own intrinsic completeness.
That is incredibly liberating. So the practice, the action, is to release the need to control, including how we see others.
Yes, to accept them perfectly as they are, however they show up.
That doesn't mean condoning bad behavior, though, right?
No, it's not about resignation or pretending things are fine when they aren't. It's a deeper understanding. They are perfect as they are. You are perfect as you are. Love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment, that's you. Recognizing the divine perfection underneath the appearances.
Even when someone's being really difficult, aggressive.
It requires discernment. The teaching suggests, I don't judge by appearances. This doesn't mean ignore harmful actions or endure abuse. It means your internal state doesn't have to be dictated by the appearance of imperfection in another.
Okay, so you can respond wisely externally.
While holding an internal space of non-identification with the conditions that would usually trigger your pain or anger, you remain in flow internally, even amidst challenge.
Seeing beyond the surface. Knowing your inner peace is sovereign.
Right. Your internal state dictates your experience of the external, not the other way around. And ultimately, this isn't about suppressing desire. It's always coming back to Mark 11.24. Whatsoever things ye desire, when you pray, believe that ye have received them, and it will be yours.
Constantly returning to that core truth.
Releasing the distorting conditions. And the result? Harmonious relationships without conditions, where that joy of being can express itself even with all the complexities of life. 6. The grand realization. All is yours, all is given.
So as we bring this deep dive toward a close, let's circle back to the ultimate truth here. The grand realization presented in this teaching, that through this process, releasing conditions, acknowledging completeness, you inevitably realize that you are all that you desire to be. You have all that you desire.
The culmination, releasing illusions, recognizing your true nature.
It really echoes that ancient wisdom, doesn't it? Seek first the kingdom, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Mm-hmm.
This teaching explicitly says, it's true, you inevitably realize that you are all that you desire to be. It's not a future reward, but a present reality waiting for recognition.
It's a full circle. From believing you lack something
Right, desire is absence.
to realizing you inherently possess everything. This tradition uses Genesis 1.3, and God said the light shall be, and the light was.
Creation through declaration.
Exactly. Emphasizing the inherent perfection that simply is. It reflects that pure consciousness of a child, before conditions clouded, our original perfect state.
So it's a journey of shedding, not adding, remembering, not acquiring.
Beautifully put. You are already that light. The work is just removing what obscures its glow.
Not building something new, but revealing what was always there. This teaching keeps saying, this is a perfect play of God as it is now, as it was, as it is, and never shall be.
Constant emphasis on inherent perfection.
So it's not a struggle towards perfection.
No, it's an invitation to witness it, to embody it, to be an eyewitness delight everywhere, experiencing wonderful relationships, love-based, happiness-based, peace-based fulfillment, M-based bliss-based.
With increasing frequency on a continuous basis as far as the senses perceive.
Yeah.
Wow. So if it's all this perfect play, what's our role then, really?
Our role from this perspective isn't to strive or manipulate, it's to align, to accept, to witness the unfolding perfection.
Let go of the illusion of control.
And allow divine intelligence to work through us. Recognize that God gives and fulfills desire in the play of God. Our participation becomes one of joyous alignment, not anxious effort.
Shifting from doer to allower.
Trusting the inherent wisdom. And this leads to experiencing life as a source of delight. Love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment become your natural, ever-present qualities. Outro.
Wow. What a journey. Really diving deep into desire, consciousness, and the power of acceptance. We've explored how one scripture passage seen this way means your deepest desires aren't future goals.
But present realities, just waiting for your acknowledgement.
It's such a different way of looking at everything, isn't it?
It truly is, and we saw how our conditions of mind create these convincing illusions of separation, hiding that perfection.
But also, crucially, how releasing identification with those thoughts can lead us into flow, that life of effortless harmony.
Not just moments, but a continuous state in relationships, business, well-being.
And this isn't just theory, is it? It's presented as a practical way to live with immediate peace, immediate happiness, immediate bliss, immediate love, immediate fulfillment.
Just by recognizing what already is, shifting your internal state to align with the truth of your own completeness.
The core message feels incredibly profound. You are already whole, perfect, possess all you desire.
And your external world reflects your internal state. Purify the mind, release conditions, and you experience that perfect play of God.
So for you, our listener, here's a final thought, something provocative to mull over until our next deep dive. If every genuine desire that arises within you is actually God calling you to be, an acknowledgement that you already possess it, what new desires, maybe even grander ones, might start to emerge when you truly live from that deep place of inherent fulfillment?
Yeah.
And how might that fundamental shift in your reality reshape not just your life, but maybe ripple out, change the world around you?
Something truly fascinating to think about.